This week on What the Net, Jonah Hill's in talks of playing the new Batman villain in the new Batman movie. But which villain would he play? And we talk about the surprising weekend box office. Let's break that down. Hello and welcome to What the Net, the show where I talk about things on the internet that I want to talk about and you want to hear about. That mainly includes movies, entertainment, news, all things like that. My name's Jake Mellor, and thank you so much for being here today. Now, every topic that I talk about on this show, I clearly want to talk about, because it's my show, and that's one of the benefits of having your own show. However, this week, I am excited, really excited, to talk about the first topic of the day. But before we get into that, if you like movies, entertainment, news, technology, everything and anything going on the internet, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below, turn on notifications, it'll be much appreciated. So Matt Reeves' Batman movie. I feel like they've been writing this and producing this and making this and in pre-production forever. Quick history if you don't remember, when the Batman movie was first announced, it was going to be Ben Affleck directing it, he had his own script, and Ben Affleck was going to be the Batman. And then it moved on to, look, Ben Affleck isn't going to direct or write it anymore, Matt Reeves is going to come in. However, Ben Affleck is still your Batman. And then things changed again. Ben Affleck was out, and we heard Robert Pattinson was going to be cast, and has been cast, as the role of Batman. Now, a lot of people lost their minds with this because they remember him from such films as Twilight. He's moved on from that. He's doing a lot of good stuff. In fact, he's going to be in the new Christopher Nolan movie coming out very shortly. And so I feel like we've moved on from Robert Pattinson being in the Batman. But Batman, most of the time, is only as strong as his villain. And I've heard that Jonah Hill was in talks of playing a character, and now, so coming from Variety and Collider, this kind of feels like it's a more real thing. But the big question is, what villain is he going to play? Now, I'm sure if you're like me, and like a lot of people would, first person you think of is the Penguin. The Penguin's been rumoured to be appearing in the movie every now and then, and Jonah Hill, because of the way most people perceive him, would be a good fit for the movie. Also, the Batman movie is meant to be a detective noir 1930s, 40s style. Not taking place in the 30s and 40s, just that kind of noir style that you can picture. And so a character like the Penguin would be a great choice, because from the comics he's meant to be more maniacal, more of a planner, which fits perfectly in that detective style role. But, and this comes from Collider, that we could be seeing Jonah Hill playing the Riddler. Now, whoa, calm down, everybody, just take it down a notch. I know when you think of Jonah Hill, you think of Superbad, Knocked Up, the 21 Jump Street franchise. But let me just throw a little retort for you. What about movies like War Dogs, Moneyball, things like that? Maybe even Wolf of Wall Street. Jonah Hill, at least to me, has proved that he's got the acting chops to play on par with a Matt Reeves movie. Now, in regards to if I think he's suited for a specific role, I can't comment on that. Why? Because I don't know what kind of movie it's going to be. For example, you couldn't have George Clooney's Batman in the Dark Knight trilogy. That might have been a bad example because that whole Batman was just horrible, but you get what I'm saying. It all depends on the kind of character they're writing, the kind of movie that they're doing, but I trust Matt Reeves to pick out the right characters. And Jonah Hill being in the movie really excites me. And he is one of the few actors, which is funny because there's a lot better actors than him. But if he's going to be in a movie, I really want to see it because I think he's got a lot inside there and he's got a lot to bring to a character. And I think he's moved on from the Superbads and stuff, which I think are great films anyway. Part of being an actor is playing the role that you're set to play, whether it's a huge, larger-than-life character, or a small, subtle character, or a high schooler, or just a little bit of an extra part. Whatever role you're playing, you've got to make sure you fit into the context of the film. And so to sum up, yes, I'm excited for Jonah Hill. Yes, I'm excited for the Batman movie. Yes, I'm excited for Robert Pattinson. And yes, I cannot wait for this movie to come out. They're meant to be shooting at the end of this year, beginning next year, with a release date of June 25th, 2021. So we've only got a year and a half to 2 years to wait. But I'm sure we will have lots and lots of great news coming out for it. We'll have trailers to break down, we'll have casting announcements, and you bet your ass I'm going to be talking about it all. So let me know down below in the comments, would you like Jonah Hill in the Matt Reeves Batman movie? Would you like him to be playing the Penguin? Or would you prefer him to be playing the Riddler? Or do you have a completely different fan casting? Let me know down below. Now to our next and final topic of the day. I don't normally do box office news. However, I found this week to be quite interesting. Ad Astra, Rambo, and Downton Abbey all open this weekend. And if you were to rank them in box office, and mind you, we're going US box office because that seems to be the one that everybody comments about, and it seems to be just kind of the base of looking at projections for things. And so if you were to rank them, would you go, I don't know, maybe Rambo, Ad Astra, Downton Abbey? Or would you go Ad Astra, Rambo, Downton Abbey? Well, how about this one? Rambo in third place for a $19 million opening weekend. Ad Astra in second place with a $19.2 million opening weekend. And here's the crazy one. Here is the whole shit moment. Downton Abbey came home with a whopping $31 million opening weekend. Hot damn! That, for me, is crazy. I know my mum went and saw it, and my sister went and saw it, and I'm starting to think this has more of a following than I would have thought. And to be honest, this isn't something that I was ever interested in. My mum and my sister would watch the show almost religiously. I watched a little bit, and I didn't enjoy it. Not because of the pacing, not because of really anything. I just didn't click with it. And sometimes you get that with a show, which you just don't click with. For example, and please don't try and shoot me through your screen, but I never liked Game of Thrones. I watched a few episodes, I just didn't wrap my head around it. It was such a phenomenon, and I love being a part of something, but I just never hooked onto it. And Downton Abbey, I guess, is very similar. But the reason this is something to talk about, and the reason that I'm finding this so great, is because this is the first time in a while where I've seen a film, and yes, it comes from a TV show, so I understand that, but when you have a movie like Rambo, which is a franchise film, you have a movie like Ad Astra, which has Brad Pitt as the star, and it's meant to be one of those wide IMAX, big budget movies. And then you have a smaller movie like Downton Abbey, which doesn't have any of those real elements to it, and it smashes them out the water. I think myself and a lot of people were surprised about that. Like, for example, Booksmart. Great movie. Love that movie. Original concept, not a real well-known cast, and it didn't do too well at the box office. Why? Because the bigger blockbusters generally do most of the work. And so all I really want to say to that is, good on you, Downton Abbey. You did a great job. And to be honest, I saw Ad Astra, and anything could be more interesting than that. If you haven't seen my review for it, check out my Instagram, it's down below. If not, when you watch the show on Thursdays, I'll have my reviews for you. But what movie did you guys see last weekend? Did you go see Ad Astra? Did you see Rambo? Did you see Downton Abbey? Or did you see none of them? Let me know down below, and let me know what your thoughts of the movie were, and if you enjoyed it. And if you've seen Rambo, let me know if you think I should see it. I haven't yet, and that was because there were so many movies coming out this weekend. Next week, we're going to be doing a look forward where I talk about all the movies coming out in October. There is a lot of movies coming out. I won't spoil it, but stay tuned for next week's show. And speaking of the show, that is all we have time for today. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you guys learned something, you know? I hope you guys have an excellent week. And also, just to warn you guys, if you do watch my shows regularly, I've got a doctor's appointment on Wednesday to talk about my arm. If you don't know what's happening with my arm, check out my second channel, Watch My Life Vlogs. That's where I've spoken about what actually happened to the arm and what's going on with it. Anyway, it's in a hell of a lot of pain, but my appointment's tomorrow and he's gonna let me know. But just in case for some reason I have to go into surgery or something, that's what's happening. But don't worry, it'll all be fine. I mean, it's an arm. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, comment, like, turn on notifications. It's YouTube. You know the drill by now. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And remember, whatever your passion, work hard and be lucky.